you've mentioned the gender being in your docket before we go. Has been also another huge area of concern the past few days. The stripping of women. My dress, my choice has been a hashtag that has been trending as a woman, and also just having them falling under your docket. What do you say to this trend we are seeing? Because even just the day before yesterday, it's still continuing. It's like an insane craze that has taken over.
I have issued a statement which I signed, and I think I said it is unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable.
Right.
We are not going to sit here and watch anyone's rights be violated for whatever reason. And I think it's important that we make this very, very clear that it is against the law to violate a woman's rights, regardless of what your beliefs are at a personal level. And with regard to the cases, recent cases of gender-based violence, and that's what I would call it. I think we need to be very cautious. Tomorrow we will be starting a campaign which on the 16 days of activism, officially launching it tomorrow for 16 days, led by His Excellency the President himself. We expect to have government there. With that also, we will be taking that opportunity to launch the sexual and gender-based violence policy that the government has put out. And also on the other side, a very serious sensitization campaign, the He for She campaign. And this He for She, we are calling on the male gender to support the empowerment and the rights of the woman gender, female gender. And I think with that, we will have made our statement very clear. For those who have already participated in that crime, I'm sure you have seen that action is being taken, but we intend to make the offense even a little bit more serious than we take it, so that it is not an issue or a conversation. Women ought not to go to the streets to ask for a right to dress the way they want. I think it's within their rights to dress as they wish, and for us to restrain ourselves, whether with our views are that they are not either closed as they should be, because it's an issue of preference. And how you perceive appropriate dressing, for example, may not necessarily be how I perceive it. And if we start violating based on our personal preferences, I think it's a very serious issue of concern. So we make our position very, very clear. As a Minister for Gender, I am very clear that we will not tolerate any violation against anyone's rights, and especially any woman or girl's rights.
Because there are those men who argue, or even women who will say that that, as you exercise that freedom or have that freedom, there needs to be responsibility exercise. So that as you dress a certain way, remember to be responsible. Do you agree with that? That at the end of it all, because it's that leaves room then for others to interpret it in their own way and say that you're not being responsible and I need to help you out.
Who determines what is responsible?
Correct.
As I said, who determines? If you look at, for example, the way I dress in a certain way. There are people who look at me and don't think that I dress as conservative as I should be, for example. Then there are other people who dress differently. I mean, this is not an issue that should be subjective. It is not an issue that should be addressed by individuals, so that I look at you, because someone else might look at even someone in a long dress and decide that that dress does not, it may give me a certain picture. And so therefore, you know, so I think it's a very subjective issue, and I don't think it is a conversation we can have where it comes to personal preferences. And I think we need to be very cautious, because the Constitution has outlined the Bill of Rights. And this Bill of Rights do not just apply to one gender or to certain individuals or to certain people. The reason why it's written in the Constitution, it's supposed to apply regardless of whether you're a woman or a man, you're tall or short, you are from one community or another. And I think what we need to do is stand by the Bill of Rights and ensure that we are protecting the rights of every individual regardless.